Welcome back to your channel. My name is Brad from SuperCoach Pro. Today's video, we're doing the top ranked ruckman. I think I'll just go through about 3 or 4 today, just make this really quick on who I think averages the most for the season. So at number one, slightly controversial, I think I might pick Marshall over English. Reason being, English has concussion issues early on, and the ruck time between him and Rory Lobb could be split a little bit more evenly. So I just expect ceiling of English might come down a little bit, and Marshall, I just feel like there's no other ruckman there that can chop him out. Sorry, unless it's Hayes in the ruck that they have as a second fiddle. I just can't see a world where Marshall loses any ruck time. So for me, I actually think Marshall finishes first this year potentially, and English number two. I especially love Marshall's fixture in the back end of the season with the amount of Marvel games they play. I got more confident in him. But in terms of them both staying on the park, it's a 50-50. I don't love their durability sometimes over the seasons. We could look at the numbers, but they're my 1 and 2 average, and they could be swapped either way. I think most of you would probably have English as number one, but yeah, well, there's not much in it for me. Even though you can see last year's stat, there's 14 points difference. I just feel like there would be a small middle ground to that, and even if English does get up, I don't think it'll be by that much. So a little bit different to what others are saying, but I do have my reasons. Number three for me is probably Max Gawn. A lot of the games he played with Grundy, and then he had the injury-affected game as well. So I think he will be number three. Solo ruck. Fullerton, the guy that they recruited from Brisbane, is like a second fiddle. He's injured at the moment, so I just feel like Gawn's going to get the amount of ruck time that he needs to score really well. So he's number three. And if we had to do 4, 5, and 6, just for the sake of it, I suppose, because the video has been pretty quick, I think 4 is probably Kieran Briggs. He's not in danger of the Flynn role now coming into play, so he's only going to get better now that he's had a whole season playing in that ruck. Well, he actually only played 14 games, but I think he'll build on that, and he could easily knock off an English or Marshall. I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. Got good midfielders to tap it down to as well. And then the last two, I feel like are probably Wits. And then for me, probably just Sean Darcy, to be honest. I can't really see anyone else being relevant. You wouldn't want to pick a Nank or a Rolly O'Brien or anyone else in that field unless you're picking a Luke Jackson for that forward DPP. You could start with a Jackson as your F2 with a Grundy, then chuck him forward at some point to see which ruckmen do stand out throughout the season. So that's my hot take on the ruckmen, on what they average. Probably not a popular opinion about the Marshall and English swap around, but I'm happy either way for those guys to finish 1 and 2. And I think that's most of our plans with the Grundy move. I just don't feel like Grundy will be a keeper. I think there will be too much of a point difference between a Grundy versus Briggs or a Grundy versus Marshall or English just long term. I think Grundy will have a hot start, and I just feel like something's telling me that his back end of the season might drop away a bit. We haven't seen a Grundy of old in a long time. So I'll leave the video there. I've scheduled this for probably Monday at this point, and I'm just smashing out as much content as I can. So hopefully you guys will like the videos. There's a defender and forward one. If you want to go check them out, go have a look at my videos. I've done my top 8 on both of those lines too. Next will be midfielders. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, leave a sub, all that. Cheers, bye.